Ladies and gentlemen, what do it do? It is your boy CJ coming at you. Hey, guess who's here this time? It's Franklin. Hey, it's Franklin.
What's
Coming
up?
to play. Hey. And at the start of the show, as you saw at the beginning there, you may have even heard it. I don't know. I hope you did.
I
We
didn't
played.
hear anything. I didn't
Okay,
hear anything.
okay, that's cool. Uh, we paid tribute to Pat Stay. For those of you who don't know who Pat Stay is, Pat Stay is a or was I guess I should say was he was a battle rapper and one of the best battle rappers of all time, and he was tragically murdered this past week. Trying to stop a bar brawl, and he wound up getting stabbed and he succumbed
Wow.
to his wounds. So, RIP to Pat Stay. Our thoughts and our prayers are with his family and friends at this time. I know the battle rap community lost a huge legend. I can't really speak too much on the guy because I only know what I've seen of him, which is not that much. I remember I did watch one of his battles he did with Charlie Clips, and that wasn't really them going head to head, just trying to go at it. I mean, they were
Yeah.
still battling, but it was like more of a mutual respect type thing. Because at the end, you could see them smiling and laughing, and it's all love, bro. Like that kind of deal. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's always nice to see that. So yeah, definitely RIP to Pat's Day. But hey, let's liven up the mood because we got a review for you guys today. We got Survivor Series 2002, the Elimination Chamber, not the first ever Elimination Chamber.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it
Yes, it
is?
is.
I
Yeah.
thought the first one was at SummerSlam. Never mind, I'm an idiot.
No,
Uh,
that was the next year. The SummerSlam '03. That's next year. That's the second one.
Mag Life, what's good, bro? Did you hear the tribute at the start there, man? I hope you did. We played a little audio of one of his battles that he did. Just a little snippet because we're not trying to get copyrighted. We'll play a song that he did at the end of the video because it's pretty cool. He did a game diss track, which was actually very solid. Um, yeah, we got SummerSlam 2000 and or SummerSlam. I even put SummerSlam in the title, and Frank was gracious enough to fix it and not make fun of me for
Yeah.
it. So thank you. Uh,
It's easy. It's easy to mix up SummerSlam and Survivor Series because they're both SS.
Facts. By
Like
the way,
sometimes I even if when I'm writing about a Survivor Series or a SummerSlam, I just put like SS. But like that could mean either SummerSlam or Survivor Series. So it's like you can't do that. It's
right,
like SS.
this video brought to you by McDonald's. They are not a sponsor, but if they want to sponsor us, hey, we're not mad at it. And shout out to our other sponsor, who, if they want to sponsor us, Pepsi, the original choice for drinking. But yeah, no. So we're here to cover Survivor Series 2002 today. One of my favorite pay per views because there was so much stuff that happened. The first ever
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber match. Also, the women's hardcore match, the women's hardcore match for the women's title.
Yep.
Uh, we saw debuts. Um, we saw a lot of stuff on this show. Um, and so, without further ado, let's
They say that Scott Steiner debuted on this show. Technically, it was his WWE return. He was in WWE in the '90s,
yeah,
so technically,
but
it's not a debut.
not as Big Papa Pump. I think they say
Yeah.
excuse me. I think they say Big Papa Pump debuted, not Scott Steiner.
But it
Big
does say on the back. It says on the back of the DVD plus Scott Steiner debuts. It doesn't say Big Papa Pump.
Okay. Hey, by the way, did you know that after this show he appeared on both SmackDown and Raw?
Yes,
Yeah, he went on SmackDown. He attacked Jamie Noble.
because they were courting him for each show. He wasn't officially on a show yet.
No,
The stuff he did with Noble was really funny,
it
really
was.
entertaining. Yeah,
So this show, Survivor Series 2002, took place November 17th, 2002 in New York at Madison Square Garden. And before we talk too much about the show, I was just watching on A&E their documentary, the WWE Legends. And the episode that they did this week, the season finale, was WrestleMania 1. So Madison Square Garden was talked about a lot on this show. And it cannot be understated how much of an impact Madison Square Garden had on WWE and still does, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I think that this is a bold statement here, Frank, and you can disagree with me if you want. But without Madison Square Garden, WWE doesn't become what it is today.
Probably not. I mean, WrestleMania 1 was their big it was their big, we're putting all our chips in front of the table. That was their big moment. And Madison Square Garden was definitely a big reason for its success, as well as the celebrities and Hogan and Piper and all that.
Yeah, so let's talk about that documentary for a minute. Did you watch it?
I am far behind on both of the A&E documentaries. They're piling up. They're piling up on my DVR.
So this one was really good. Like I said, it was about WrestleMania 1, and they talked a lot about they talked a lot about the celebrity part of WrestleMania and how it was huge.
That was very important.
This came at a time where MTV had just come out, and so they were working with MTV to get that audience, that young audience that they always want, and it worked. And so you had the rock and wrestling connection. This is way before our time, by the way. We were born in 92 and 93, respectively. So this is way before our time. But this rock and wrestling thing, it was really hot in the 80s. It was wild.
Yeah.
But Roddy Piper, he attacked Cyndi Lauper. I think he took his CD thing, the CD award, and he just bashed it over his skull. And at that time, that was unheard of, right? So that was
definitely.
Piper was a different level of a heel, man.
Piper he's one of the greatest heels, no doubt.
He went on a mud. I mean, look. My love for MJF cannot be underestimated. I absolutely love MJF. He is fantastic as a heel. Last night on AEW, he came out and he came out in his hometown, right? And he was wearing I can't remember the name of the football
Bills. I've seen pictures. I've seen pictures. He was wearing a Bills jersey.
A Buffalo Bills jersey. He came out. He's like, I love all you people. Oh, when I said this about you guys, I was just joking all around. It's all love. I love you people. And the fans were buying it. I was buying it because he was that great. I'm like, man, is this a face turn for MJF? And then Moxley came out. I'm not buying any of this crap. And MJF's like, nope, just kidding. And fuck all you people. Just great heel. But Piper was on a whole different level of a heel, of a bad guy. He didn't have to troll the fans to be a bad guy. He could just be himself. And in the documentary, there's a portion of the interview where somebody asks him, "How do you be Roddy Piper?" And he goes, "Oh, you want to know how you be Roddy Piper? Oh, let me tell you. Fuck you. Have a nice day."
Yeah. Yeah. I've said plenty of times, Hogan's my all-time favorite, and he's the greatest of all time in my opinion. But as important as he was to WrestleMania 1, Hogan, that is, he needed a Roddy Piper. The good guy always needs the villain, and Roddy Piper was just as important to the success of WrestleMania 1 as Hogan and McMahon were.
Absolutely. Superman needs Lex Luthor. Yep. Batman needs the Joker. Hogan needs Piper.
Yep.
And I would argue that Cena needed Edge and Cena needed Orton.
Definitely.
So, yeah. But yeah, the documentary was great. They talked about the celebrities. Muhammad Ali was there. Mike Tyson was there. At the war to settle the score, they had a whole bunch of celebrities. They had Andy Warhol. Never heard of the guy before. They had Danny DeVito. I've heard of Danny DeVito, obviously. They had I don't know if you've heard of this name, Joe Piscopo.
Yes, I've heard of him.
Okay, yeah, he was on SNL in the '80s. I think he just left SNL at this time in '84. I think he had just left, so he was still sort of relevant.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they just talk about all celebrities. They talk about it was all or nothing for WrestleMania, and I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah.
It was all or nothing. If it failed, WWE isn't what it is today. WWE is not even in business today if it fails. So I think I speak for all of us wrestling fans when I say, thank God that WrestleMania did not fail.
Yeah. And WrestleMania 1 was a solid show too. I mean that main event, it was all about that main event, and that main event delivered big time. That was a fun match.
Facts. And the lower card too looks really solid. I mean, you had like Ricky Steamboat, you had Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov, you had Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda, I believe.
Without that main event, I don't know if I don't think the undercard could have stood alone. The undercard wasn't really that great, but the main event was what made that show.
The main event, the main event and the celebrity of it all. The celebrities made Mania.
Yep.
So if you haven't watched that documentary yet, please go out of your way to watch. It's fantastic. It's one of the better ones that they did.
I got to get caught up on both of those A&E documentaries. I'm still pissed because so Sling is my cable provider where I get A&E, and I DVR both those shows on Sunday nights. And for some damn reason, I had it set to DVR the shows. It DVR'd like the first 2 episodes, and then like it was right after the Goldberg episode. It was the Bellas, and then somebody was after the Bellas. Both those next two episodes, 3 and 4, for some reason Sling did not record them, and I'm still waiting for A&E to replay those episodes so I can record them. But
you talk about the Eds and the Cenas and the Ray and the Eddie.
No. The rivalry ones have recorded. It was the biography. The biography. The Bellas and whatever episode was after the Bellas didn't record. And I'm still pissed about that.
I can actually tell you what was after the Bellas. Hang on.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look this up right now, folks. Let's see. WWE biography. Oops. It doesn't show me. What the
All I know is I hope A&E at some point replays those episodes so I can DVR them.
Yeah, I think they will. Maybe on Sunday, because I think they're doing
I check like every Sunday for the replays, and all they do is replay episodes that I've already DVR'd.
I'm going to use my computer. Hang on a sec. We're going to do this together. So, Google. We're going to do this together, folks. So
they definitely replay a few episodes leading up to the new episode, but so far they have not replayed the 2 that I was not able to record. And now the damn series is over, or the season is over, I mean, so who knows if they'll even replay them.
You need the biographies episodes.
Yeah. Season 2.
Season 2, yeah. So you're the one. You need the one right after the Bella Twins.
The Bella Twins and the one after. Yeah, Kurt Angle. Yeah, Bella Twins and Kurt Angle both didn't record, so I don't have them on my DVR. Sling pissed me off with that. All the rivalry ones are on my DVR. I think I watched like I watched the Undertaker biography and the Goldberg biography though, and I might have watched like the first two Legends. I think I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I'll tell you right now, that Kurt Angle one is absolutely fantastic. Did you see the
I'm
Brock
sure it
Lesnar
is.
Angle Rivals episode?
I have not yet, but I definitely will. I can't wait to watch that. That's
Yeah,
my childhood right there. That's my
yeah,
childhood feud. Yeah.
yeah. That was a great one. So anyway, Madison Square Garden is to WWE what Babe Ruth is to baseball.
Yeah.
Safe say? Safe to say?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Facts. And that's where Survivor Series 2002 took place. And before we get to the main card, let's get to some of the heat matches. There was only one heat match. Lance Storm and William Regal defeated the Hurricane and Gold Dust. That's a hell of a unique tag match right there.
Norman Regal had a decent little tag team, but once I think Regal get hurt or something, and that's what led to Chief Morley and Lance Storm. That was a good tag team because Chief Morley was a good you know, what's the word, sidekick to Bischoff,
Yeah.
and then it was him and Storm that were kind of screwing over the Dudleys all the time. That was really good.
I liked the Un-Americans. That was a very different. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't different because it had been done before. You know, the anti-American.
You- The Un-Americans were great. They had the upside down flag, the American flag upside down. That was really cool.
The fact that they did it right after 9/11 was really.
Yeah.
That was a shot in the dark right there. That was either going to fail or succeed. And at that time in 2002, right after September 11th, you never know.
I don't see anything wrong with it. People have problems.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. No.
Right? No. But there are some people that would. There are some people that would because people have trouble. How do I say, disconnecting television and real life, and that's the problem. That's why everybody hated Sergeant Slaughter's. Yeah, that's why everybody hated Sergeant Slaughter's heel turn when during the Iraqi War or whatever it was, because they couldn't. They really thought like this American hero is legitimately turning his back on America in the middle of a war. No, it's television.
They had him do stuff like burn the American flag on television. At that time, when we're going through, what was it, the Gulf War? At that time, that's controversial because
I think anytime you burn the American flag, it's going to be controversial.
Absolutely.
Anytime you burn anybody's flag, it's going to be controversial. Any country, remember the whole thing? Remember when Rusev was hot and Big Show like tore down the flag because Rusev used to have the flag come down in the ring.
Didn't he get punished for that?
I think he did. That was a big controversy. So anytime you mess with, what was that?
What was it? Big Show that did that?
I think it was Big Show. I'm almost certain. Big Show like tore down the flag, ripped it down or something.
Okay. Well, continuing with this card, so the opening match was the Dudley Boys, Bubba, Spike, and Jeff Hardy.
Holy shit! Wait a minute. Well, you're telling me Spike was on this show?
Spike Dudley was on the show.
Spike, oh my gosh, this dude was everywhere. He was in 2002, man. This dude took over Buffy, and now all of a sudden he went into the WWE. Spike, really? Man, and he was only supposed to be on one season.
Shout out to
he was supposed to be.
Shout
he
out
was supposed to just be
wrestling. Go follow his YouTube channel. He's a goat. He's a friend of ours, both of ours. So Brandon, what's up, homie? He says, "Hell yeah, listening to the goats on my way home from work. One of my favorite pay-per-views of all time. Hey, it was a solid show, man. It was a solid.
It was. Shout out to Brandon. But no,
go follow
Spike
his show.
Yes.
He is absolutely fantastic and entertaining and intelligent, much like we are.
Right.
Love, you showing us some love, please.
But seriously, look at this man. James Marsters is amazing, man. This dude was supposed to only be on season 2 of Buffy, and he turned that whole season. His performance there got him the rest of Buffy.
We don't have time for this bullshit, my friend.
It got him the rest of Buffy. It got him the final season of Angel, and it got him the opening match of Survivor Series 2002. Look at that Spike! Holy shit! Wow.
That's Spike. Like Dudley, Brother Run. In other words, from Impact. Spike you're talking about could probably whoop Spike Dudley.
He'd sear him. It turned Spike Dudley into a vampire.
Anyway,
let me just say, before we move on, this show was actually the last pay-per-view before I became a fan. I remember, so I became a fan Thanksgiving 2002, and I remember like right after watching that SmackDown, I was so hyped. I was so immediately hooked on WWE, and like the next time I went to school, because of course this was Thanksgiving, so there was a vacation. But the next time I went to school, I knew there was a kid in my class who was a big WWE fan. So the next time I saw him at the school, I went right up to him. I was like, "Hey, you're a WWE fan, right?" I just started watching, man. I specifically remember asking him if he saw this show, Survivor Series 02, because they talked about that show all over like the SmackDown on Thanksgiving 2002, because there was sort of still, they were still in the fallout of this show with Brock and Big Show still going at it and all that. So yeah, I remember that so well. It's crazy, man.
See, you were lucky because you went to school with kids that watched wrestling.
Only not many. Well, yeah, kind of a lot of people. Yeah.
Well, I went to school. Where I went to school, if you watched wrestling, you were weird. So I was weird.
Yeah.
I had special needs, and that makes me even weirder. So
yeah, that's terrible.
I have special needs. I am like a social outcast for life in elementary school. That's where I'm
horrible. Yeah.
Well, actually, for a lot of middle school too. As everybody knows here on the YouTube channel, I talked about this a lot, and I think you even know this, Frank. Wes and I met in 6th grade, so he's one of the first really close friends I really had. And I still have. We're still very close. Not, we don't live near each other anymore. He lives in Florida. I live here in Colorado, but I mean, we still talk a lot. So I mean,
nice.
But
so for me, there were always a lot of wrestling fans. Maybe when I first became a fan, it was usually just that kid. But as the time would go on, I remember like every Tuesday I would go to school and ask people what happened on Raw. And I said this when we reviewed the show I went to, the June 23rd, 03 Raw. That very next day, it was my turn to have them asking me what happened. That was that one cool moment where the tables were turned. Because I couldn't watch Raw every Monday night on school nights. My bedtime was like 9 o'clock. So like on Mondays, I went to sleep at like 9:30. I get to see the first half hour of Raw.
My dad would let me stay up late and watch. Well, see, so for you, it started at 9 o'clock. Right here in Denver, it started at 7.
You're lucky. You're lucky.
Stay up and watch it. I think my bedtime was like 8:30, so I got to watch an hour and a half of it. Yeah. By the way, you saw me doing this and looking up and doing all that stuff. As I was talking about West, I got a little bit emotional. So I was trying to, it's weird. Right. I know. I don't know why I got emotional talking about him, but I just did. But my bedtime was like 8:30 as a kid, so I got to watch a lot of Raw.
Cool.
I remember one time I had to go all the way out to Eastern Colorado, which is, I don't know, 2.5, 3 hours, and it's a long drive, right? Because I went down there with my grandma to my great grandparents' house. Their farm around it. They had a farm out there, so I went with her there, and then by the time I came back, Raw was just about over. I think the main event was like a TLC match with the Dudley Boys. I remember
So
the Dudleys, and I remember seeing the TLC. So
that's 02. That's like late 02.
yeah.
I know what match you're talking about. That was a great match.
Yeah, like Kane was in it. Yeah. So like I said before, rudely interrupted about Spike. Dudley Boys and Jeff Hardy. I'm not going to say his name because Frank is going to make the joke again. Defeated 3-minute warning, Rosie, Jamal, and Rico in an elimination tables match. And tables were breaking all over the place. This was a brutal match.
It was. This is a great way to kick off the show.
It was
Rest in peace. Rest in peace to 3-minute warning too.
Yeah, because except for Rico, but yeah.
Well, it's listed on DVD as 3-minute warning and Rico. So Rico wasn't. Rico was the manager for 3-minute.
We're doing a lot of RIPs on the show. We did RIP Pat Stay, and we're doing RIP to 3-minute warning. I mean, damn.
There's at least one more coming up.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Looking at the card.
This show is.
About it.
I see. Yeah.
There are two people in the second to last match. One of them deserves an RIP. The other we won't touch that. We're a 50-foot pool.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah. The match was great. Like I said, tables breaking everywhere.
Yes.
Billy Kidman defeated Jamie Noble to win the Cruiserweight Championship.
This is where Billy Kidman debuted one of my favorite theme songs of all time. You Can Run.
Yeah.
Taz even says it on commentary. He says, "Oh, Kidman rocking a new theme" or something like that. This was the beginning.
I absolutely loved that theme. That theme was fire. And that
was a banger.
Because that theme was fantastic. I remember I got that WWE thematic CD.
I have that too.
Yeah, that theme song was on the CD, and I remember just playing the hell out of it with my action figures. Like I would have like one guy come out and just it was. You can run, and the Cena rap at the very end was really good. What was
like Cena? It was a totally different song. It wasn't basic Thug and
No. I know.
It was I forgot what it was called, man. I haven't listened to that song in a minute, but it was the final track.
WWE.
It was him and Trademark.
Yeah, I got you.
The song is in my head right now, but I just do not know the name of it.
It was this song. Oh no, it's not that one. It was this one.
Yep.
Untouchable.
Yes, Untouchable. That's what it was called. Yes.
You should be good.
All right, cut it. Cut it though. Cut it before somebody starts singing. Cut it. You don't want to get clapped. That's WWE music right there. You don't want to get clapped.
You're not going to get clapped or saved.
You say it all the time, and then we do.
The untouchable cat whose style is right. I could be mistaken for the smooth and silent type. My violence bites tight like it was there by his teeth. I'm hammering cheap. Opponents are beat, get put to sleep. A radical brain will run your terrain. I'm coming again. It's simple and plain. You're hurting, there's no numbing the pain.
That's it. He even we're talking about a match that features Spike, and he even shouted out Spike on the album, on the track. I'm telling you, Spike was everywhere. He said biting like vampire teeth or whatever he said.
Mike, I will cut you from this podcast right now, bro. I will cut you right now and go get Ty Conti. Don't test me.
You will do what to Ty Conti? Oh, you will go get Ty Conti. No. You're the one who's coming off the podcast and take Conti's going to be mine.
That's not how this works, Frank. That's not how this works. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to change the password on this account on this YouTube channel. I'm going to replace you with Ty Conti.
You know what? Since we've mentioned Spike and we're talking about Buffy, I'm gonna kick you off, and I'm gonna bring two people from the Buffyverse on this show to co-host with me. I'm gonna bring Stephanie Romanoff and Charisma Carpenter to be my new co-hosts, and we'll do this. You don't know who Stephanie Romanoff is?
Gee, I don't.
Oh my gosh! Just Google.
Is that who that was?
Who?
Was she Willow's girlfriend on the show?
No. She wasn't on Buffy. She was on Angel. Search Angel Lila on YouTube and just watch some clips of her. She's cute as hell. She's one of the greatest villains of all time.
Do you have her videos in your favorite videos?
One of them. There's like one video where she's like telling people off for like a minute or something. That's what the name of it. It's like Lila. The name of the video is like Lila tells people off for a minute or something like that.
Okay.
It's yeah.
I'm gonna go snoop into your videos, to your favorite videos now.
Yeah. I started putting like some of my I went to the favorites on my YouTube account and started to try to put them over to that playlist, the one I have on this channel. It takes so long. I got like halfway there and I was like, man, let me stop. This is gonna be too long. I'm gonna start updating it again sometime, but you can when you just scroll down to the bottom, you can essentially see what some of the first like videos I was liking on YouTube way back in like 2010. Most of them are Impact Wrestling videos because back in 2010 I was crazy about Impact, man. I fell in love with it.
You realize at the top it says unavailable videos are hidden. So some of your favorite videos.
Yeah. Every time I see that, I go after the ones that are hidden and I just cut them off.
Yeah.
But
I love that one of your first videos on the favorites list is top 10 darkest Family Guy cutaways.
Yeah, that's one of my newer videos. The top is the newer videos that I've watched on this channel and added to the playlist that way.
I almost want to favorites list, but I'm going to be respectful.
No, it's okay. You can.
Okay.
You want to go through? Yeah.
Still there? You're freezing up on me.
No, I'm there.
Okay.
Show the list. Just let everybody know what I've been watching from like today and like 2010. Once you get to like old ass Impact Wrestling videos, you'll know that it's like that, and also like Young Buck and Mia Yim indie matches.
So, folks, we're gonna take a detour from Survivor Series. We're gonna see Frank watches on YouTube. Viewer discretion may be advised.
Nah. Watch for the Lila video. Don't click on it, but when you see it.
20 things you didn't know about Buck, Empire Slayer, Kevin Nash.
Hold on. About that first video, rest in peace, Glenn Quinn. That's another rest in peace.
Okay, yeah, he was on Rosanna too.
Yeah.
Edwin Diaz entrance.
Greatest closer entrance of all time.
Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe versus the Mean Street Posse.
Yeah, these are all stuff I've been watching on this channel. The top is all stuff I've been watching on this channel.
Cordelia being Cordelia for 15 minutes straight. What the fuck does that mean?
Cordelia is Charisma Carpenter, the best mean girl of all time.
Charisma Carpenter was also on Chicago PD for 2 episodes.
Cool. There's the Lila right at the bottom. The Lila Morgan threatening people for 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Okay. Edge pulls it. I love that part. Edge pulls
it. See, right after that, these are like videos I liked in like 2010, and I moved them over to this playlist.
Ali Mashaka.
That's because she was on Hellcats, and I fell in love with that show because of her.
Okay.
And see, Ring of Honor. I was big on Ring of Honor too in 2010.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling.
AJ versus Dio before the doors open. U.S. Army Talks TNA. Matt Morgan pre-match. talking trash. Foley tweets in German.
See, I was watching anything that Impact was putting out on their YouTube back in 2010. Those were all just like short ass.
Wait, oh. LeBron James flips out on the Cleveland fans. What the?
Yes, that was funny as hell. They did like an NWO turn and put like LeBron's face on Hogan.
Crap. Oh, wait. You like Madison Rain too?
Oh yes, the beautiful people were like what originally.
I see two of her matches right here. Before she was
Madison.
Yes. Her name was Ashley.
Yes.
Rain. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember
That's
watching
another.
Back when they first were uploaded onto YouTube back in like 2008.
Yep.
I'm like, ooh,
you'll see a lot of it. Yeah, you'll see a lot of indie stuff on here because in 2010 I was really good. It was Mia Yim, the Young Bucks, and Madison Rain, essentially.
I'll show my stuff in a minute just to keep things fair.
Yeah.
I have a lot.
There's nothing wrong with this. These are just videos I favorite. There's nothing.
WWE fall, WWE fail, huh?
Oh yeah, because back then that was a funny video if you watch that. That was Vince on ESPN.
And somebody on this set's former boss, Vince McMahon, has never from a fight, and now he's got one. You see, the Lakers and Nuggets are scheduled to play Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals next Monday in Denver at the Pepsi Center.
I remember this.
Yes, that was that big controversy.
The WWE is scheduled to be there the same night for Monday Night Raw. Apparently, the date was booked last August, but the contracts weren't signed until April, which makes this even more interesting. So, with more now, we're joined by the man himself, Vince McMahon, chairman of World Wrestling.
One of the biggest reasons why I liked that video was because it was Coach and Vince. Coach was interviewing Vince McMahon. That was pretty cool. And it wasn't a WWE setting. It was on fucking Sports Center. It was crazy. It was a trip to watch that, honestly.
I remember that incident because I'm from Denver, right? I live here in Denver, Colorado. So I saw that on my news and I'm like, what the fudge? You know what I mean? Let's see what else we got. We got Ric Flair announces the Fortune Fraction. Velvet Sky. I think we all know why you like Velvet Sky.
Oh, of course. I did just say I love the beautiful people.
Okay. Let the pigeons loose.
Eminem is one of my favorite tag teams of all time.
Slim Thug featuring B.O.B.
Shout out, shout out Slim Thug.
Is that the song I think got me lifting higher than the ceiling? Ooh.
No, that's Baby Bash. That's Baby Bash. That's not Slim Thug and B.O.B.
Oh, that sucks.
If Slim Thug on it, it don't suck.
Paul Wall, I'm on Patron.
That's fire, when I finish this list, we gotta go through. When I finish transferring all my favorites from my channel onto that
hero song from Skillet. I need a hero.
Yes, the Royal Rumble 2010 theme.
Yeah, that's a good song. Ooh, you like Juliet the Huntress too? Nice.
No. She was facing Ivelisse. Or is she Ivelisse?
Huntress is Ivelisse.
Yeah, right. Yes. I love Ivelisse. Yeah. Because I saw her on Tough Enough and they were like, oh, she's on the indies. Oh, okay, let me find her indie stuff then.
I'll always remember you. I can't watch that. I can't listen. Wait, is that the Miley Cyrus song? The Hannah Montana song?
I have no idea. It's an Eminem tribute. That's why it's on my I'll do
some of my videos. So I have these later playlists.
When I finish that playlist, we gotta go through like the whole thing. Just see how my YouTube video watching history has changed over the years.
So this is all the stuff I've got. I got battle raps here. I like the superhero squad as a discrimination problem. Black Falcon, even though he's the Green Falcon.
Yeah.
This right here, the Drink Champs with the game, that's where he wanted to go one with. That's where he challenged Eminem, and Stoney said, "You want to go bar for bar?" And he goes, "Yeah, I do." the Worldwide Cipher 2. That was a dope cipher. This is just like a documentary series I liked a lot. The 90s.
Yeah.
We're talking about the 90s. This is actually a very entertaining video. Shout out to Internet City. Go follow them. They are absolutely hilarious. Chicago, One Chicago Woman Like Me. I like Chicago shows. Never Forget 9/11. That's Blue Bloods. Justice League versus Amazo. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Brotherhood of Man. These that was really cool. Shout out to Bakery Music. They've been on this channel, and they are awesome people. Shout out to Shrug. He's still keeping the channel going. Go check out Bakery Music if you weren't already, because they are some dope. They are awesome. Shrug is still active here on YouTube. He goes live every single day, and he takes. Sometimes he'll take requests for music. Sometimes he's just vlogging. He's dope. More Blue Bloods clips, more Bakery Music. Paley Fest thing, which is just like a look back on Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I got an SNL clip there. This is a series of diss tracks that we're going to listen to later in this podcast. We've gone 6 seconds. These are totally safe, by the way. We are not going to get clapped for those, so we're good on them. And if you want to see the videos I've uploaded onto this channel, we can't see them on this channel.
Well, you can show that they're there, just like show the picture.
No. I have a whole separate channel with private videos.
Oh, yeah, but I thought you meant you want to show like the SNL videos that you.
No. I mean, you can, but
you can show the video. Yeah, you can show the picture that they're available there.
Yeah, I have. It says that they're private.
No, I'm not saying play them. I'm just saying you can show that they're there.
Yeah, see right here. SNL.
You won't see that on our channel, but it is on our channel privately.
Yeah, it's for us only. And then I have my music. This is all the songs that I listen to. Crooked Eye, Snow the Product, 6 Seconds, The Devil, Crypt, Tom McDonald, Hobson, Dax, Upchurch, Clip Monster, Blindside, Tech 9. Boy, I sounded really white when I said monster. Limp Bizkit. That's actually a really good song, The Dad Vibes. That's a good song. More Crypt. This was like an anime cipher thing. It's really cool. We got Vin J. Coast Contra. I want to talk about Coast Contra for a minute here, Frank. Coast Contra is absolute fire. Like, the way that these guys rap is so unique and so different. So what they do is they all sit at a table. It's 4 dudes, and they all sit at a table.
Yeah, you've shown me one of those clips. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You've shown me one of those a while back.
Yeah, the Animal Scheme, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah, they did another one this past week. They uploaded another one, and one of the bars is, "You ain't gotta fuck with me, just don't fuck with me." You know, I like that.
That's funny as hell.
Facts. And the time flies. God is the pilot. So I like that part a lot. So I'm a huge Coast Contra fan, so I got them in my playlist. And then we got the game disc from Pat Stay, Warm Up. That was dope. We'll play that too because I think we can.
One of these days, when I finish my favorite videos playlist, what I have on my original channel, and once I convert them over to here, we'll do a short little, like maybe 10-minute video where we just run down the videos like we're doing here for yours and we did for mine earlier. We'll do a little video to run down everything, and you can see how like my likes on YouTube have sort of changed after 10 plus years. Sort of stayed the same, but it's a little different. And then like you'll see a lot less impact stuff on there. I'll tell you that.
Right here we got Eminem's Greatest Hits. That's another playlist. So Eminem gets his own little playlist, and it's all his songs that I think are goated. So we got Go to Sleep, Nail in the Coffin, great diss tracks. The King and Eyes is fantastic. discombobulated. I mean, that makes your brain.
Yeah, yeah, but he can't spit bars like Spike though. Come on now. Let Me Rest in Peace. That was a banger. Bro.
And then right here, you can see all my subscriptions that I'm subscribed to right here.
Some of them are from me, like the Rene Dupree. See the Rene Dupree's about to interview Maven. I subscribed. Yeah.
Like
so some of these.
Cornette.
Yeah. Most of the subscribers, most of the people that are subscribed to on this channel are from him, but some of them are from me as well.
Yeah, because he's got to take credit for everything. Knox Hill.
How am I take crediting? How am I take crediting for subscribing to somebody? That's very weird.
See now, my biggest problem with some of my with some of my channels I'm subscribed to is the biggest problem I have is some of them, like Doc Rich and King Blitz, they're getting into like the political stuff, which I'm like, come on, like.
You know me. I don't give a damn about politics, man.
I understand it's important to talk about, but come on, guys, can we just not be a music?
I don't talk about it at all. I don't care one way or the other. Like, if you want to be my friend, if you're somebody who talks politics, I'm not the friend for you, bro. Like, I swear. But now you can't disagree though. What I said earlier, Spike got better bars than Eminem. Bro, Let Me Rest in Peace is a banger.
Frank, I'm gonna go take a massive spike. While I go do that, why don't you go?
Wait, why don't I what? We have we are like 50 minutes almost into the show and we haven't covered one match. For everybody on here who hates when people do that, we apologize. We're almost an hour into the show. We haven't covered one match.
We covered a couple matches. We're on the hardcore.
No, we didn't. We're still. You mentioned the hardcore match, but we haven't covered it yet. We're still up to. We haven't covered it yet. We haven't given our thoughts on anything yet. We're still stuck on the tables match.
Well, I said tables broke everywhere. It was great. I gave my opinion.
You did, but I didn't give my opinion yet.
Well, give your opinions on this one in the Cruiserweight title match. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, we were up to the Cruiserweight title. Now you're right. Yeah. No, well, I love the tables match. That was a great way to open the show. We did cover it. He was right. We did cover that. But we were up to the Cruiserweight title match. So Jamie Noble was one of the best cruiserweights of all time, man. He was so entertaining. He wasn't just a guy that did a bunch of flips, a bunch of cool high moves off the top rope. He was a character. I freaking love Jamie Noble, man. He's easily my favorite cruiserweight of all time. Talking about any cruiserweights you can think of, the WCW cruiserweights, this era of cruiserweights, the SmackDown era, the 205 era, which I don't care. I can't tell you most of those people, so I can't even talk about that. But Jamie Noble is easily my favorite cruiserweight of all time. He stole the show during that SmackDown cruiserweight era, 2002. He was on there from about, well, he played the character till about 2004, right around the time the Nydia breakup happened. Once they did that angle, which ironically that they killed that off on the first pay-per-view I ever saw live, where they had the blindfold match, which was what it was. It was a cool little way to break off their feud. Of course, that wasn't going to be a 2-month-long or even 5-month-long feud because it's a male and a female. But they did a good job with giving that a nice little feud on a pay-per-view. The build-up to it was interesting, but Noble as a character, he was easily my favorite cruiserweight of all time. This match with Billy Kidman, it was solid. There was nothing. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a 5-star match because it wasn't even that long, but it was an okay match. Oh, Jackson Riker.
You got my boy in the house. What's up, Bubba? That's my boy.
Jackson Riker.
Are you Jackson Riker? Is that your name? Is that your name, buddy?
Come on, go outside. Come on. I'll at you. Go ahead. Go ahead. What? Go. You're okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we were up to the Cruiserweight title match. You were right. We were up to the Cruiserweight title match.
Listen to me.
But now you got to give your thoughts on that match because I just gave my thoughts on it.
Cruiserweight, it was great. It was cool to see Billy Kidman get his big moment. I loved his theme.
Favorite theme, one of my favorite themes ever. Yeah,
he had a really cool move, that sit up spine buster type move that he did. I love that move.
Yeah. And I was saying before while you were gone, I was saying Jamie Noble is one of my favorite cruiserweights of all time.
Yeah, he's very underrated. I think criminally underrated.
And he was a great character. The reason why he's underrated is because when people hear cruiserweights, they think you got to be doing a bunch of flips. That wasn't Jamie Noble. Jamie Noble was a great character, and that's what I appreciate. And the stuff he did with Nydia back then was extremely entertaining.
Next match was Victoria versus Trish Stratus in a hardcore match for the women's title, and Victoria won with the snap suplex.
This was
hitting Trish with a fire extinguisher.
Yes. And you know me, when we do Attitude Era reviews, I'd say one of my favorite things about, well, at least 1999 is the second match on the card was always a hardcore match. So usually a time for a cool down match, they found a way to make it entertaining. And that's one thing I love about the 99 pay-per-views. So here we get another hardcore match. And this one wasn't like the 99 hardcore match where they go all over the building. But Trish and Victoria did a phenomenal job utilizing all the weapons they had. They utilized them so well, especially like you said, the fire extinguisher at the end. Steven Richards added a little bit to this. He was involved, right? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he did get involved.
Yeah. He added. I'm almost certain he was because
I think he was. Yeah.
I think he did something with the fire extinguisher. Like he was trying to use it and it wasn't going off or something.
No.
I can't.
No, didn't he like bring in like a kendo stick or a chair or something like that?
Oh, yes, you're right. I think a kendo stick. Yeah. So yeah, even Steven Richards, at this point when he was running with Victoria, he would always add a little bit to Victoria's matches. Not that Victoria needed, but yeah, Steven Richards, he was entertaining back then. Stevie Night Heat and all that. But yeah, this match, they did a phenomenal job with this match, right?
Hang on a minute. Make sure we're right here.
And let me just say, for all those that say, Trish Stratus, when she first came out there, she wasn't that great. Give me a break. She was a star from the minute she stepped out.
Steven was not in this match.
Oh, he wasn't?
No.
Damn, maybe I'm just too used to at that point back then. Steven Richards was like
I think we're thinking of the Chicago Street Fight with them.
Maybe, but yeah, for all the people that say when Trish first came onto the scene, she wasn't that great, bro. The moment she stepped out onto the stage in that Sunday Night Heat episode in like 2000 or was it late 99? I don't know. When she first stepped on that, he'd say she was a freaking star. Just because she wasn't perfecting these fake fighting maneuvers did not mean she wasn't good, because she was a star from the moment she stepped out.
She still is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not saying she isn't. I'm just saying from the moment she stepped out there, she was a star. From the very beginning. She was great from the very beginning. And I know, I understand people love the story of somebody, developing over time. But like Trish Stratus was great from the very beginning. I'm sorry.
I watched an interview with Jazz, and the guy asked her about working with Trish, and she goes, "Oh, Trish was great to work with." She goes, "And it was great to be a heel against her, because that means I was calling all the stuff in the ring. I was calling the pace, and she was willing to learn, and she was willing to really go through all the pain." So Trish is not just another pretty face. She is not afraid to get in there and take an ass whooping and give one right back. I mean, she's not. What was that eye roll?
Because that's what I'm talking about. That she's not just a pretty face, bro. I'm telling you, she was a star from the moment she came out. I'm not talking about the kick ass, whoop ass, blah blah blah. I'm talking about star power, man. A character, a star power. You don't have to be some cool fake fighter to be entertaining. I'm sorry, but no. Trish Stratus is one of those who was really good at being a babyface and a heel. But I'm not talking about in terms of how she wrestles. I'm talking about her characters. She was great at doing both. Yeah.
Yeah, when
character gimmick, that's the same thing.
When she was a heel, she was bitchy, and then when she was a baby face,
yeah.
God, I'm gonna watch.
When she was a babyface, she knew how to get the crowd behind her. And when she was a heel, 2004 Trish is one of my favorite heels ever. Honestly,
got a signer coming to WWE.
You mean from this point? This would be his first appearance after WCW went under.
Kurt Angle. Finally, the Queen is dead. I don't know what the hell that means, but
that's messed up. You shouldn't have even put that on there. That's referencing the the Queen from England who passed away today. That was messed up.
Yeah.
But I understand you didn't know what he was saying. That's why you put it up there.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
And you're putting Kurt Angle's name and face to that, which makes it even worse. Kurt Angle would not say that. Kurt Angle would not do that.
Don't come into our comment section saying shit like that.
Yeah. Especially why would Kurt Angle come to us even if he did do that? Like Kurt Angle doesn't know who the hell we are. He's not watching it.
Cool if he did. I wouldn't be mad at it.
But if he did, he wouldn't be saying jerk shit like that.
Facts.
That's
just a shitty thing to say. Finally, R.I.P. to Queen Elizabeth, man. I can't.
Funny thing about that, not saying that funny, somebody dying is funny, but the one thing, like, so in 1997, I was like, what, 4 or 5 years old? Five. Princess Diana's death is like the first passing that like I remember hearing about. I knew nothing about her because of course I was 5 years old at the time. But I remember my mom talking to somebody about it. They're all going like, you heard Princess Di passed away? Like I remember hearing conversations about that at like 5 years old. And that's crazy though, because like this is like the 25th anniversary. This year is the 25th anniversary of her passing, and now we lose Queen Elizabeth. That's sad. I know nothing about the both of them, but of course, rest in peace. You don't want to see anybody pass away, man. That's sad.
The first death I ever remember hearing about was in 1999, and it was not one death; it was a bunch of them.
I know what you're talking about. Yep. Even it's so crazy because the very next week after that happened, they were airing a Buffy episode where like they were thought like the school shooting was about to happen, and that episode had to be pulled back until like September. It was such a controversial moment. It's bad timing. It's not like they did that on purpose. It's similar to the Muhammad Hassan situation. It was just horrible timing.
I remember in the season 7, I want to say it was in the season 7 premiere of Friends. It was the season right after Monica and Chandler got married, and it was the very first episode after that. They were going on their honeymoon, and that episode had to get scrapped because they had a joke about bombs on a plane, and it was for 11th. So
that's probably why Family Guy did that one episode a couple years ago where they were like making fun of Friends. And like for some reason, every damn scene of the making fun of Friends Like the Twin Towers were like right in the video all the time. Maybe that's why they did that. I don't know why they did that, but it was funny. It was random and funny.
There's an episode of Family Guy. You talk about controversial. There's an episode of Family Guy where Brian and Stewie, they go way back to the pilot episode in 1999.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Oh yeah, I collect. You know, I'd collect DVDs, bro. I always every week when we do a pay view, if I have the DVD of it, I show
Well,
it.
they go back to the pilot.
Yeah.
And then they go back to the future, and the future looks a little bit different, right?
Yeah, I know what episode you're talking.
What the hell happened, right? And it was a universe where 9/11 never happened.
Yeah.
So Stewie and like because 9/11 never happened, like all this stuff happened, like Texas separated themselves, whatever. Bush got reelected, and whatever, right? And so, because all this happened, it's chaos, right? So Stewie's like, "Well, God, now we got to go back and because they told him because Brian told his past self about 9/11, and there was a clip, there was a video, and he's going." Oh, Osama ought to stay home, right? Like, or Muhammad ought to stay home, right? Like mentioning, and so he's like, "You didn't know the terrorist names. What are you doing, right? Like, what'd you tell them, right?" So Brian, so great. So they go back and they make 9/11 happen. And they come back into the future, and they're like, "Oh, let's go see. Everything looks normal. Yeah, we made 9/11 happen. All right, yeah, high five."
Oh my God.
And then they look at it, you know, in hindsight, that probably looks pretty bad.
Yeah. Like I was saying, y'all know I collect DVDs. When it comes to like television shows, the first like television show DVDs I ever had were like the first 2 or 3 volumes, whichever, before they got canceled. The first, I think, 3 volumes of Family Guy. I used to watch the hell out of those DVDs back when I was a kid. So like the first 3 seasons prior to cancellation of Family Guy is like will always be my favorite animated comedy. I love those shows. And ever since they came back, they've been great, but not as good as back then.
There's a YouTuber named Blasphemous HD that I'm subscribed to on this channel, and he does Family Guy reactions. He's hilarious. You should watch him. He's hilarious.
I've seen his name. I've seen his name a million times on the channel.
The crazy thing about Family Guy making all these 9/11 jokes, Seth MacFarlane was actually supposed to be one of the planes that got hijacked. I think he was supposed to be Flight 93, which is the flight that that got flown into the field of Pennsylvania.
Thank God it overslept.
It's time that we're talking about 9/11 right now because 9/11 is a couple days from now. Timely. But yeah. Watch. I'm going to be watching a 9/11 documentary in my bedroom. My nephew's going to come in asking me, what happened? I don't know how to explain that to him, but just tell him it's TV show, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, back to this card. Let me see. We got Ismail. I'm controversial. MagLife says 12-year-old on TikTok. Osama is Plankton Feud, says Ismail. Yeah. Shout out to everybody watching right now. Shout out to MagLife. Shout out to Ishmael. Shout out to EK Wrestling.
Definitely. Shout out everybody.
Facts.
We appreciate anybody who watches us because we don't get that many views.
Ishmael said, I was in New York on 9/11. Oh, wow. Hey,
as was I.
Yeah.
As was
how close were you to the towers? Were you anywhere near them, Ishmael? I know you were in Queens.
Yes.
You were in Queens.
I was at school. PS 33. Shout out 33. Same school as Alina Vega was going to at the same exact time.
Mm-hmm.
Although she wasn't there that day. I know she was sick because she lost her dad, sadly, in the towers. But she was apparently sick that day, so she wasn't even at school. Because I've heard the story.
Ishmael was in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. So thankfully he wasn't nowhere near the towers.
Okay. See, that's what I was going to say. I don't know how close that is or not, but
Yeah.
I'm
I
not-
wouldn't think.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I
how
wouldn't
close
think.
those are and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So,
Yeah.
next match on this card was Big Show defeating Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. Paul Heyman turned on Brock here.
Yeah, this was a short title match. A lot of stuff happened on this. So this card was so stacked that a match like Brock Lesnar and Big Show would go like 5 minutes. But for like the 5 minutes, they did enough. This was a solid match. The turn by Heyman was big. I mean, this is essentially what I became a fan. This is what was going on. This was the big story. Paul Heyman. When I became a fan, Paul Heyman had just turned on Brock Lesnar, and that was like the big storyline on SmackDown. And I immediately became a huge Lesnar fan. I've told the story before. I became a fan the night of Thanksgiving '02, and that SmackDown ended with Brock Lesnar picking up Big Show and F5ing him through the announce table. And I'm like 10 years old seeing this 500-pound guy get picked up. I'm like, what the hell? So Brock Lesnar was immediately my favorite. And still to this day, I'm a huge Lesnar fan.
No, I'm not going to get into that. That's going to get us sidetracked again. This match was great. Paul Heyman turning on Brock and turning Brock babyface was a great move because Brock was getting cheered. So just go with it. And Brock and Big Show.
The storyline with once Heyman turned was great. Heyman all of a sudden joins up with Kurt Angle. They create Team Angle. He's with Brock too. I mean, he's with Big Show too. I mean, so he's trying to stack the deck against Brock, and Brock's trying to get his payback, which he finally does about a couple weeks before Mania. He gets Paul Heyman in a cage, I think. And so the storyline of Brock trying to get revenge on Paul Heyman was pretty good. It was like essentially the first big storyline I ever saw.
Yo, skip to 10 seconds of my last stream and watch a few seconds.
Who's that?
Yeah, Mag Life.
Okay.
So his last stream, and he said, "10 seconds." Okay, hold up. I got you, bro. We're gonna do that right now. Don't hit us with copyright, bro. This is your content. Don't copyright. You gave us permission.
Your daughter's 12 years old on TikTok, dancing half naked to rap, talking to a bunch of gangsters and thugs.
I hate you.
So that's where that came from.
Mag Life, you suck. You troll.
But that's where that came from.
I guess.
Okay.
Mag Life, come on, man. You did us dirty, bro. Mag Life. Mag Life, I thought we were cool, man. I thought we were. Trolled you, LOL. Sorry. That's all right. That's all right. Frank, we got trolled.
I was wondering why that person, whoever that was always saying.
Hey, Mag Life, you're banned. You're blocked. You're never coming on this channel again. You are done. I'm going to put you on timeout. I'm going to block you. You are never allowed on this channel again. Just kidding. Right there with
Kurt Angle.
Facts. Facts. Actually, what you did was worse than Kurt Angle. No, I'm just kidding.
No. What Kurt Angle, what whoever was running that account did was horrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next match on the card.
Speaking of Kurt Angle, even though he's blocked, we'll still talk about him.
This next match was fantastic. This match was like nonstop from beginning to end. Los Guerreros, Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero defeated Edge and Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit in a triple threat elimination match for the WWE Tag Team titles. This match No, it didn't. I'm sorry. I was going to say this match crowned its first tag team champions, but no.
No, that was No Mercy.
But no, this match was great. It was action packed from beginning to end.
And like I said earlier, there was one more rest in peace shout out to come, and that would be
I was
Freddie.
thinking banned, bro. You're good. I was just joking.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. That was the one more RIP shout out that was going to be mentioned.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Benoit.
No, he doesn't deserve it. Sadly, I hate to say that because I grew up watching. Like I said, 2002 SmackDown. That's when I started, so I grew up watching Benoit. But yeah,
this match was great.
It was. Yeah, this was a fun tag match. The Los Guerreros are one of my favorite tag teams of all time. I was a huge Edge and Rey Mysterio fan back then. It's so cool that they're teaming up again. I haven't seen any of it, but I think it's freaking awesome that they're teaming again. And even Angle and Benoit made for that great, they can't get along type tag team. They did a really good job with that. And the match itself, was phenomenal.
Yeah. Also on this show, we kind of mentioned at the start of the show, Scott Steiner debuted here.
Yes.
He beat up both the SmackDown and Raw representatives. Raw was Christopher Nowinski. Matt Hardy was the SmackDown representative. And that was a great segment, I thought. It was a good way to debut.
It was. And Nowinski and Hardy were great, too, before Steiner came out and beat the hell out of him. But, yeah, Steiner was great, too, with his return. They call it his debut. It's really his return. But
return. And then we get into the main event of Survivor Series 2002, the first ever Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight Championship. In this match, Shawn Michaels defeated Triple H, Chris Jericho, Kane, Booker T, and Rob Van Dam.
See how many fingers I'm holding up?
If it's one finger, it's the middle one.
No. Look, 5. You see it? 5. That's how many stars I gave this match. This was phenomenal. This is my favorite chamber match. The first one, to me, was the best one. It was absolutely phenomenal. And if we had Shawn Michaels' big, successful return where he wins the world title, they throw the big, confetti coming down in the chamber. That was so cool. But yeah, they did so much in this match. It was really good. This is one of those matches that don't exactly fit my, what to me most matches I give a 5-star to because it wasn't exactly like the crowd wasn't going nuts from like second start to finish, but it was still a phenomenal match, man. And to me, it deserves 5 stars.
Before I give my opinion, I want to say, if you're new to this YouTube channel, we got 4 people watching this right now. If you are new to this YouTube channel, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you get notified when we upload new content. I upload new content weekly. Next week, Frank and
next week, I want to promote the not just next week, but the week after that, because you chose this show, which means I chose the next show after next week. Because next week we're gonna have a guest.
Nat.
Nat. We're going to cover the 30, since the anniversary was just about a week or so ago, 30-year anniversary, SummerSlam 1992, 2 phenomenal main events. There's one that everybody loves, and then there's one that, in my opinion, was better. We'll get to that next week, but in 2 weeks, this is since we're in 2002 here, I want to stay in 2002. This is, to me, one of the most underrated pay-per-views of all time. Unforgiven. Unforgiven 2002. You see Brock on the cover. This was right after Brock won the title. It's his first title defense.
And all the ropes not black, but red.
Yes, I can see that right on the back of the cover. There's a picture of Undertaker smashing Brock with a steel chair, and right behind Undertaker is red ropes. I cannot wait to talk about this show because, I mean, it's one of my favorite pay-per-views ever. It's underrated terribly to me, man.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, that was actually a really solid card. And like you had Jericho versus Flair, right?
Like, yes.
Or was it RVD against Flair?
No, you're right. Jericho versus Flair. RVD took on Triple H.
Versus Flair, and then you had Kane and Triple H for the world title, right?
Yes, and this was essentially the unofficial beginning of Evolution because this was the first time that Ric Flair joined up with Triple H. Of course, Orton and Batista would come to fully make the beginning in January of 03, but this was the unofficial start of Evolution.
Right. So be on the lookout for that. For 2 weeks from now, Frank, I'm gonna hold you to that. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
I'm holding you
So,
to that.
yeah. So overall, Survivor Series 02.
What do you get my opinion on the Chamber?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought the match was awesome. I loved that they gave Shawn Michaels that babyface moment. He really deserved it. And damn you, Triple H, you are a vile son of a bitch. But that's what I'm going to say about Triple H here.
Thank God he survived.
Huh?
Thank God he legitimately survived the match. Like, not even storyline wise. Because
No, nerp.
What are you talking about?
Nerp.
What are you talking about? You wish he would have died after what happened?
69mega.com. New AI dating for all tastes. Nope. That's a that my friend.
That's a scam. If we're getting spam, that might be a good sign. That might be like we're starting to pick some more viewers up. I don't know. Usually when you get spam, it usually is a good sign that more people are coming. Yeah. But of course, people who spam will get blocked.
Facts.
But I was about to say, thank God Triple H literally, like legitimately, not storyline wise. He legitimately, he survived this match legitimately. Rob Van Dam did a 5-star frog splash off the pod, off one of the pods.
Neck.
Yep. His knee, like right on Triple H's neck, and Triple H legitimately had to spend the night in the hospital. Thank God he survived that.
Yeah, I'm glad that Triple H was not seriously injured, man.
We would have never seen one of the greatest heel runs. Well, even though it had already started, but we wouldn't have seen the most of it. One of the greatest heel runs of all time. Triple H's, as people like to call it, Reign of Terror. Oh, he buried everybody. One of the greatest heel runs of all time. We might not have never seen it if RVD's 5-star was a little worse than it was, because my goodness.
I love it when Frank goes on his little tangents.
We're gonna talk about it next week, because this is one of the shows where Triple H buried somebody. We'll talk about that next week.
SummerSlam. SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now. I mean.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Retro Bros reviews.
Let me just say, overall rating. I can't remember. I did review this show on my Facebook about a couple years or so ago. I'm trying to remember if I gave this a 10 or a 9.5, but it's around that part. There was one show in 2002 that I definitely gave a 10 out of 10, and you mistakenly put that show in our title today. But I can't remember if I also gave this 10 out of 10. But if I didn't, it was 9.5. It was a phenomenal show.
I would agree. It was a very, very solid show. And we were going to do some music reactions, but you know what?
I got to go. I got to go anyway.
Gotta go. Yeah. And that's it, folks. So next week, Frank, Nat, and I will cover SummerSlam 1992.
92.
Also, this weekend, Nat and I will be back on Saturday to review the shows from this week, including Cash at the Castle from last week. She'll be giving her opinions on that, so be on the lookout for that. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button, like this video, hit the notification bell so you get notified when we upload new content. I upload new content weekly. Go follow Frank on his YouTube channel.
And I have not been doing videos for a minute now, since like late July or
So
early
don't-
August. But I
don't
will be back at some point. I will be back at some point. I don't know when.
I got a new channel called CJ's Reaction, so go follow me. CJ's
cool.
Reaction. Man, as soon as I learn how to record the screen and my reaction, I'll be uploading videos. I was going to get a good system there going. So,
Oh, that's
till
cool.
next
Yeah.
time, he's Frank. I'm CJ. We're signing out. Deuces.